Hello, friend. Welcome. And if you are new here, I am so grateful that my information has bumped into you. First, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Leann Wolff. I am a human design and BG5 professional. I am an incessant researcher, a coach, an online course creator, and a teacher. I get to live my purpose by helping people, men and women all over the world, walk through their pain, let go of the patterns so that they can attract resources that are correct for them, so that they can have no shame, no blame relationships, and so that they can love themselves at such a deep level. I have the honor of being on the right angle cross of contagion. I am here to absolutely study and be an authority of this system and to bring it to you. So what I would love from you is, if you appreciate my information that I provide to you, please give me a thumbs up. And if possible, could you please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that weekly you can be involved in self-mastery conversations that happen right here. All right, so let's get started on today's information. So today I want to talk to you about how do we stay healthy in amongst this fear that is palpating our planet. So I want you to know this always. I don't downplay anything that's taking place. Everything feels very personal, but when you drop into the mechanics of it through the human design system, there is mechanics of underlying information here. And when we can see the mechanics, then we can drop into the awareness. I am not discounting the fact that there's human beings losing lives over this. I totally get that. But I want you to grasp the fact that you are the technology. There is nothing outside of you that is more powerful than your own frequency, your own body, your own self-mastery. There is nothing more powerful. Every scientist on the world, every tech geek on this planet, everyone is trying to replicate what we already house within this meat suit. We are marvels of technology. So I really want you to drop into the power of that. Because there is nothing outside of you. It feels like there is. That separation feels like there is all kinds of stuff outside of you. It is a replication of really what you house inside of this meat suit. Okay, so I want you to really know the power that you hold. Okay, as our world goes through this massive reset, this really is that whole global consciousness shift. I did a video about it, okay? We're always a few years prior to and a few years after. The energy is you're going to feel this cross-contamination. Here we are. Right now we're in this cross of planning, and there's this deep-seated understanding that goes on there. And we're moving to something that is totally different, totally different. And that difference is, we haven't seen this in humanity's understanding. There's nobody that's 400 plus years old, no human meat suit that's 400 plus years old, that could bring us this understanding, okay? So for 400 years, we've been in this cross of planning. Now we're moving over to this sleeping phoenix. This is the Great Awakening. This is understanding that the technology that you are, the way your mind operates, the way your physical body operates, there is nothing outside of you. You are the power. You are the power. And that's where we're moving to, okay? Now, again, fear is palpating on our planet. How can we take that fear and move it into an awareness? So I created a couple PowerPoint slides here to demonstrate the immune system and understanding that immune system. Okay, so here we are. And first, I want you to understand that in every hexagram, the fifth line is the highest expression always. The sixth line is always looking at the transition line. And as you see behind me, I'm a Shores girl. Transition lines are my gig. I am constantly going, okay, let's go to the leading edge and see what's on that other side. So that I can come back and be the contagion of that information. So the fifth line is the highest expression. Now, if you see here, the spleen sits in the third quarter of duality. What does that mean for us? Well, duality is about bonding. So first and foremost, it's the most mundane and intimately human of all the quarters. Like, we are here to experience life together, not separate, but together. And that togetherness allows us to co-create in an experience, okay? Now, saying that, this illusion of separateness, there is nothing outside of you, okay? You are the technology that is being replicated on this planet right at this moment. There is a, I want to talk about beliefs, but that's going to come in a couple more videos here. So, knowing that there's nothing outside of you, knowing that you have the power to handle anything that is put in front of you, provides you with this ability to relax, okay? Fear is a built-in mechanism in the splenic center, okay? It's a built-in mechanism. It's designed to be there. And it's designed to be there so that we can step through the fear into the awareness. So the spleen is actually an awareness center, but it has to begin with fear, okay? But what takes place, and again, I did another video about this, pop this up right now, where we see how capitalism has been created on this planet through fear. Now, I want you to capitalize and be capitalized on through awareness and discernment. And why? Human design teaches us discernment. Okay, and why is that it's so important? And I'm going to talk to you about it here because the spleen is about discernment. The spleen is designed, the human design immune system, or the human immune system is designed to discern. It's designed to say, okay, hold on a minute. I do not need this virus in my body. I do not need this to progress forward. So something I want you to understand is that a virus is not a living thing. A virus is a code. It is either a DNA code or an RNA code. It's not both. And it will attach onto a cell, and then it will penetrate into that DNA and allow for that next replication of that cell to include its DNA or RNA code so that it will mutate, okay, and replicate that way. The spleen is designed to understand that and go, hold on a minute, we don't need that code in our body. But what I want you to understand is how does this all work? How does this all show up for us so that we can all be healthy? So first of all, the 48th gate is that depth, right? That gate of depth. And what it says, that fifth line expression, is action. Your physical body has to have movement in order for the lymph, that lymph fluid, to flow throughout your lymphatic system. Why? The spleen is not a motor. The spleen is not a motor. So your physical body must have movement. Move. So again, how can fear take hold? Oh, isolate yourself. Isolate yourself, stay away, don't bond. Now, again, I am not downplaying any of this. I get it. The whole point of the immune system is that it is best in action through bonding. Okay? I'm giving you the mechanics. I am not downplaying, anything that has been told to you, but I'm showing you the mechanics of this. Okay. So action, move your body, get up, be active, do jumping jacks, do something to get that lymph system moving. If you can, go out in nature. Go out in nature, touch a tree, put your feet on the grass. At this moment where I live, there's still a couple feet of snow on the ground. So no, I'm not doing that. But I do go outside every single day because I live on a cattle ranch. I touch my cows, I connect with my cows, and they are connected to the ground. So there's always this connection. Find yourself a connection, okay? Find yourself some movement out in nature, something. And if you can't get out in nature, do jumping jacks in your apartment, whatever it is, okay? And I'm not saying disobey the isolation. I'm saying to you, pay attention to how fear then turns us into something that disintegrates our immune system. And that's right now, at this point, isolation, okay? Now, 57, progression. How can we move forward? How can we take the wisdom of this and the intuitive clarity and move into a place of progression? That's so important. Our spleen is a discernment mechanism. How can we know what is this and what is that so that we can progress forward? 44, manipulation. It's that gate of alertness. Awareness is alertness. Being aware. Where are you? Where are you in your surroundings? What are you ingesting into your physical body? What are you ingesting? Place healthy, high vibe, high frequency foods into your physical body. If a life has been processed out of it, there's nothing for your physical body to take out of that. Okay? The manipulation piece, well, good and evil are both manipulating to come out ahead, really. And I don't want this to look like a war, but inside of you, your spleen really is at war continuously, trying to keep you healthy, manipulating one faction against the other, okay? And we'll get into that in the 28th gate. 32, flexibility, this adaptation. We need to be able to adapt. The spleen needs to be able to adapt because at any given moment, there may be, 10, 15, 20, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a biologist, but there might be numerous different aspects that have been activated in your body that do not serve you, So the spleen has to be flexible. The spleen has to go, okay, hey, that's not supposed to be here. And then when we look at the treachery piece of this is where we pit one another or pit those viruses, those bacteria, that mold, whatever's been activated in the body and it doesn't serve you, the spleen is able to pit it against itself to kill itself. Like, amazing what goes on here. And we have the mechanics right here. And therapy. We cannot do this alone. We cannot do this alone. So the spleen and the immune system says, I can't do this alone. I definitely need you to share the best food, the best vibrations, the best of the decoded mind, so that I can assist you. Again, quarter of duality, you guys, quarter of duality. We're not built to do this alone. We're not built to do this in isolation. The immune system needs to be able to interact so that it can see what is it and what isn't it. Okay? And the 50th gate, this consistency. The 50th gate is the seat of our intelligence. It is the seat of our intelligence. It is the gate of teaching. It is the gate of teaching. Okay? The 50th gate allows for our immune system to consistently be on board all the time. However, what takes place when the fear is palpating and the fear is then transferred into the mind, which we're going to talk about in a future video. I have so much information about the mind. When the fear is transferred over to the mind and then the mind grabs onto it and creates a belief about it, the information is then distorted. So I highly recommend to you that you definitely understand your sources of information. Pay attention to that. The fear will break down your immune system. Your body knows exactly what to do with anything that is activated in it that does not serve it, as long as the fear, anxiety, and nervousness does not clutter up the cellular structure and hold on to that activation. Some people are going, what the F are you talking about? Other people are going, I get it. The neutrino ocean is flowing through us. There is nothing outside of you. So even though this virus appears to be on the outside, and again, not discounting those that have lost their lives, if the immune system is suppressed, is in fear, it cannot stand up and be consistently there for you. Okay? Feed it properly, provide it with high quality, high vibe, whole foods, so that your immune system can then be there. Move your body. Let that lymph fluid flow through you to detoxify you. Now, I am not saying that you cannot pick up this virus at all. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying go out and stop being isolated. I am not saying that either. I want you to be aware of the mechanical piece of this so that you can go, oh, you can discern the information through the correctness of your physical body and your healthy mind. So pay attention to, what are you digesting for media? What are you digesting frequency-wise? That is so huge. And I'm going to do a whole video about that as well. What are you digesting for food? What are you ingesting, I should say, for food? What are you ingesting for frequency? What are you ingesting for media? Please be aware that both sides of this are present, okay? There is always the duality. Now, instead of, again, I say this all the time, instead of playing way out here on the teeter-totter, let's bring it in. We'll never be in balance. We're not designed to be in balance. The planet is not designed to be in 100% balance. Nothing is. We are designed to have a little bit of disharmony so that each side can move and do what it needs to do, so the other side can do what it needs to do, okay? Let's move the game pieces from way out here to and in closer inside, okay? Closer inside the middle of the fulcrum. And there is nothing outside of you. There is absolutely nothing outside of you. You are the technology that is being replicated. Okay? So when I do my next video, I'm going to do it on the solar plex. And I really want you to grasp the fact that the immune system isn't just in one spot. The immune system is throughout, because there's awareness throughout. But pay attention to your lymph, pay attention to the spleen, pay attention to the immune system, and understand, totally understand, there's nothing outside of you. You are the technology, okay? So please ingest the health and wellness. Ingest healthy foods and love yourself. Love your mechanics. Okay. So until next time, please go forth and represent your God code. Thank you for being here.